Hey everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me as always is the Irishman to my Goodfellas, Bradford Oman.
Oh, that's me.
Go Flix Yourself. That's not okay. And the you know what, the Raging Bull to my Goodfellas, Nate Laux.
That was a bull impression.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can do another
This
one.
podcast is stupid.
Let me do another one. Oh shit, I was gonna do it. The New York to my Goodfellas, Charlie Young.
That's a city. I don't know how to impersonate a city.
Hey,
Hey, I'm moving over here.
Yeah, see, there you go. You did it.
That's Midnight Cowboy. Jesus.
Those are Scorsese movies.
Well, Midnight Cowboy is not. But
Well, no, the New York is
Yeah.
though. So I tried.
you did your best.
It wasn't good enough, but hey, we're here.
You
We're
could have gone with
recording.
Goodfellas because Charlie's a good fella.
I am good. I did. I used.
No, I know.
Goodfellas.
I'm saying don't give yourself that one.
It's the best.
You know
one.
what we should give you is silence.
hey, friends. We're having a good time, but can
This
I
is the
share a
last
story?
temptation of Christ over here. Okay.
Can I share a story with you guys?
I'm the aviator.
Okay. So we are recording
Hugo.
this. We've had a hard time finding time to record this podcast this last couple of weeks. Ben seems to go so many places.
Yeah,
and-
like
I
Ben will just announce
went-
vacations to us 2 days before he goes on them.
I went on one vacation.
He's about to go on another one.
You're
though.
going-
That's
so-
why we're recording this at 10 a.m. on a Saturday
morning, which is
or I guess
never-
it's more like noon
It's
now.
noon.
Because we got here and Ben's like, I gotta have 4 breakfasts.
And so,
That's not at all accurate.
but you did make us some sausage,
I made some sausage that was gonna go bad by the time I left, so
Yep.
I made some breakfast sausage.
but not any eggs.
I had a bowl because the eggs had already gone bad.
Okay. So anyway, we're coming over here. It's the morning.
Why
on
the fuck are we
Saturday.
talking about my breakfast?
No,
food?
I'm not talking about your breakfast. I'm talking about Brad right now. So I see Brad coming out of the Starbucks drive-through,
Oh, this is hilarious.
and I see him. I'm like, there's Brad. And so I'm
at the
also
stoplight.
leaving. I'm leaving, so I get right behind him, and I just start honking. And then I'm flipping him off, so he looks in his mirror, and he just sees this guy honking.
I can't see who it is because the light on the windshield is obscuring the face.
yes.
So I
And
just
he's
see
so
someone going
panicked.
like this, and
I just
it's
see-
a red light. I'm not supposed to go anywhere. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm shrugging, like going,
I
like,
can
what?
just
What do
see
you
him.
want?
Oh
So
my
panicked.
god! Yes.
And he
so
keeps
panicked.
honking and doing this. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Like Brad's like, I'm gonna
And
die.
he just does these shrugs. Like,
And then I finally like shift around, and I was like, oh, it's fucking Nate.
That's
and
really
then did he pull into Taco Bell?
No, I got
That
Taco
was
Bell
before.
first.
That was-
because I saw him at Taco Bell when
I
I,
was
turned
like-
on to Weller Ave.
I
you really?
I thought that maybe Brad was trying to make Brad sound, or Nate was trying to make Brad sound a little better. Like I saw him at the Starbucks when we all know it was
No,
Taco Bell.
I went to both. But yeah, but I'm hoping that somebody saw Nate just flipping off.
Right? Yeah.
Pastor Nate.
Laux
Oh,
flipping
it
people
was
off.
just so great though, because I could just see him going from like, "Oh, that's weird," to "I don't know what you want me to do."
Charlie Young is here. Charlie, special guest.
Yeah, it's
How
me.
are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm New York.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see
Thanks
you.
for being on the show.
Thanks.
I heard rumblings. Is this true
That's his stomach.
that you brought a game?
So I was going to bring a game for. No, hold on.
No, this is my fault because
I
I
was
got
gonna bring-
back to him very late.
I was going to bring a game when I knew it was going to be on Sunday.
Gotcha.
We talked.
But Ben decided to go on a
it's-
vacation.
Right. I'm going on vacation. We might record Saturday at 10 a.m. I'll let you know. And then he let me know last night.
last night. I
that it was
forgot
going
to
to be
text
10
him
a.m.
that, yeah.
So I did start writing a
That
game.
checks out, by the way.
I've got 3 questions for it, but it's.
That's fine. No,
We-
it's fine.
we say-
It's
we can
my
have that,
fault.
yeah.
Like I said, it's my fault. Brad, did you remember, because it is a little off today, it's not our normal recording sesh time.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a legitimate, they wrote us a check sponsor for this episode?
Yeah, it's Taco Bell. He had to pick it up in the drive-thru.
100%. And not only that, but this is it's kind of perfect that we chose to record in the morning on a Saturday because the sponsor I have fits perfectly, and I'm going to pass it out to everybody. I took the liberty of separating
That
them.
is a loose baggie of pills.
These are these are multivitamins.
Yeah, I am not doing this. By
I
the
took
way,
the liberty
This
of
is
separating
in-
them. Well, no, because I didn't want to dig through the bag to get all 6 of the flavors on the air. Because we're very timely here. We don't waste time on the podcast.
No, never.
So as you can see inside the bag,
These are a mixed
we
bag.
have
It is
6
jelly-
pills.
This is Advil.
These
Jelly
are
bean
Centrum
season.
Silvers.
Yep. This
So
is
no, we have
Advil,
6 jelly beans.
Tylenol PM.
6 jelly beans. So go ahead. The first one we're gonna grab. Let's go ahead and grab the blue one. Grab yourself the blue jelly bean.
Can you tell me at least the brand name of these jelly beans?
No. I will tell you though. Don't worry. none of these should be disgusting. This isn't like the situation where we did like the hot dog candy corn or the taco truck jelly beans. Like none of them should be disgusting.
Okay. The blue one.
Yeah, the blue one first. Everyone do the blue one.
Don't chew into the mic.
That's a blueberry muffin.
Yeah, that's definitely a blueberry muffin.
It's close.
Blueberry pancakes,
Yes.
actually, because there was something that wasn't muffiny
Yeah,
about it.
it's a
but-
blueberry
yep,
maple pancake.
yep,
You're right.
There
yeah.
was a maple there.
Good
Yep.
job, Nate. Okay, now we're gonna do the darker brown one.
It's really dark in the studio.
It's a solid dark
Okay,
brown.
gotcha.
Looks like poop.
Yeah. Looks like,
This
a little,
is
looks like a little poop nugget.
It really does. Is that like a coffee with creamer?
I think you did the lighter brown one.
this one is interesting. It doesn't have a strong flavor profile on it.
There's purple.
No, that's not purple. It's brown. You did the
No,
lighter brown one.
You're colorblind.
Yeah.
That's purple.
Nope.
It's not. It's a darker brown. What do you
French
think that is?
This doesn't have a strong flavor profile. I didn't think.
It's got a spice to it at the very end.
Is it a sausage?
Did you do the light brown one too?
I didn't.
Oh no, you did the right one. This is a chocolate glazed donut.
I didn't.
They should
get
make
that.
it
I
taste
didn't
like
get
chocolate.
that.
I do think the chocolate does taste like donut chocolate, but it doesn't taste much like a donut.
It needed
should
a
make it
little
taste
bit
like chocolate.
stronger flavor.
If I read it before I put it in my mouth, I would taste it, but
Yeah.
it's not strong enough to
Let's
guess.
do the light brown one next because I already did it.
Yeah, like an idiot.
Okay.
So this says like coffee with creamer.
Which one's the light brown? This one?
Yeah, this is definitely
that's one.
coffee.
This is caramel cold brew latte.
Yep.
Yep. That checks.
God, I hate this because this is the listeners just being like, how many fucking jelly beans are there? Like, we should do one, okay, and be done. This is the most boring thing in the world.
No, there's 6 jelly beans, Ben.
Cool. Fucking awesome.
Wait,
All right, which one are we going
what's
next?
he so upset
Which one are we
about?
going next?
This is just boring.
Let's
I'm
do
bored.
the pink one.
Okay. Do you know what color pink is, buddy?
It's strawberry something. Who gives a shit?
He's so bitter.
It's not bitter at all.
Not like this jelly bean. This jelly bean's not bitter.
There's a
It's
sweet, tasty, fruity one.
That's a
a
pink-
Pop-Tart.
That's a donut too, isn't it?
No, that's like a strawberry pancake.
Strawberry Pop-Tart.
This berry smoothie.
Oh, berry smoothie. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Cool.
Okay, now do the yellowish one.
Oh, I don't like yellowish jelly beans as a whole.
It's gonna be eggs.
This one's omelet,
Ugh.
Is that a peep?
not Pete.
No, there's a spice to it. There's
There's some heavy cinnamon in that one.
yeah. What is
Cinnamon roll.
Eggs.
It is a cinnamon roll. Good job, Ben.
it?
Eggs.
Oh, I didn't get cinnamon roll.
eggs. All right, let's do the last one.
Okay.
That's an orange.
Yeah.
If it's not orange,
Well,
it's, just,
that's
it's,
orange
just, it's
juice.
like biting into an orange.
It's actually mimosa.
Which is
Okay.
orange.
It's got a little bit of a carbonation fizz flavor to it.
All right. So who made these? Who's sponsoring us? Who's giving us money?
This is Brach's.
Oh wow!
I knew
Surprise,
it
surprise.
wasn't. I know it wasn't Jelly Belly or Starburst, because they've got a different texture. Both of those. than
That's
this
fair.
one.
Well, this has been
this
fun.
tasted a little more like
Jelly
a
Belly.
Brach's.
Jelly Belly's pretty close though.
Oh my god! So hey,
But this tasted a little more like.
So
a
this is
Brach's.
Brach's. They have a special Easter brunch flavor pack that's available right now for a limited time. I found it at Walgreens. So if you're interested in trying all these flavors, which honestly they were all pretty good.
They
I
were
think.
bad.
Yeah, they were the one that wasn't the best was the chocolate donut one. But
I'm a traditionalist, so I would have preferred just like a regular grape, a regular cherry, but like it's fine.
See, for me,
sorry guys, Ben's sleep apnea is kicking in.
when it comes to jelly
Oh,
beans,
what?
though,
Oh,
I
are
don't
we
want to
done
have
with
to
this
like
fucking
pick out
bullshit?
specific flavors.
Yep.
I want to be able to grab 2 or 3 of different flavors, and
Starburst, like they just
Starburst is good for
they,
that.
They make
Yeah,
it
you can
all
mix the
like
fruit
red
flavors.
too. They like have
Yep.
you seen that? They like make it
All
all
red?
red.
Yeah, oops, all
those
good
are
stuff?
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Except for orange is the
if I were to
best,
grab a
so-
handful and it was mimosa and chocolate donut, I don't know if that would be
Nope.
wonderful.
No,
in
I
my
just-
mouth.
But you wouldn't know though. Maybe you're missing out on a nice chocolate alcohol drink.
So, listeners, thank you for listening to the Jellycast. I want to know what your favorite jelly bean is, and let us know, and comment on Brad's junk.
Yeah, tell my junk.
Yeah, look at his junk and comment on it. I do it every night.
Look at my junk.
It's one of
All
our
the time.
favorite jokes. One of our favorite bits is making fun of Brad's junk.
Yeah, that's true.
But seriously, look at Brad's junk on Instagram if you want to know about the latest snack foods and stuff like
What's
that.
the handle?
Look at Brad's junk on Instagram. So there you go, Easter brunch. Brach's. Ben, what's your favorite brunch memory?
Brad, what's the last movie you saw, buddy? Just put the whole
Brad's Brock's Beans.
Why don't you just put the whole sponsor segment on the cut list?
The whole kit and caboodle.
It's not
the
good.
whole bag of donuts.
All right, go ahead.
The last movie I saw was Roadhouse,
Me too.
which is a remake of Roadhouse.
I found out that you guys watched this last night at midnight or at 11 p.m. I started watching it just because I was like, I would love to be. So we just talk about this.
Yeah.
I only got 20 minutes in before I had to go to bed.
And you're not going to talk about it next week either.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it next week. This is the only week we're going to talk about
No,
Roadhouse.
I wanted to be part of the gang.
Well, not anymore. That's what happens when you get drunk
No, it wasn't even that. It was just that it was 11 o'clock and I was tired.
after being drunk.
I was a little confused. I was a little confused about your Twitter review of this.
Hey, well, let's keep it spoiler free because it literally just came out last night.
No, I mean this is a film
2 nights ago.
podcast.
You can't spoil this movie.
Yeah, I mean it's a remake of a movie.
And there's stuff in this movie that isn't in the other one, but it's not like there's a plot twist or anything.
I just want to be able to enjoy it without knowing the plot.
Well, Jake Gyllenhaal is a twin brother, and he shows up and he's like, "It's my Roadhouse."
The amount of times they said Roadhouse in this movie was obscene.
Yeah, they have a whole conversation actually where he's like, "So it's called Roadhouse." Yeah, because it's
All right, this
Roadhouse.
this is Brad's review.
I saw that.
On X. New Roadhouse is testosterone fueled trash.
no, that's not the full. Read the full.
And that's a compliment. A silly punch to the face. Conor McGregor is an awful actor, true, but that kind of makes him perfect as an insane meathead, maybe. Jake Gyllenhaal is solid, but not sure he entirely fits this kind of role. Mostly fun, though. So you guys know I am not a Jake Gyllenhaaliac as you guys are, and I actually love Jake Gyllenhaal in this role. I thought he was
It's
great.
Gyllenhaalic.
A Gyllenhaaliac.
Yeah, we're Gyllenhaalics.
But I actually
wait. Where the fuck would the EAC come from?
it's the delineation of
We're
the
not
word
like
comes
killers
from,
though,
No, it comes from a Latin-based,
but we're addicted to it.
Yeah, Gyllenhaalics.
it's just like Gyllenhaaliac. But that's fine. I'll go with Gyllenhaal. But I thought he was really good in this. Why didn't you like him?
I didn't dislike him. There's something.
Dude is just ripped.
There's something about Gyllenhaal.
I would lick his son.
Abs for days.
I would in a non-sexual way. I would run my tongue from his navel to his chest just to see what it feels like on my tongue. His abs.
I don't know if you could do that non-sexually, but go ahead.
I just want to taste this for science.
I want to feel your abs on my tongue.
But no, it's not that he's bad in the role necessarily. There's just something.
good in it,
There's just
I
something
think.
about Gyllenhaal's natural presence that doesn't fit this role in like the same way that like Swayze fit into the role. I guess I think there's a certain swagger that Gyllenhaal doesn't have.
I thought he had it. What did you think?
I thought he had it. He was my favorite part of the. Honestly, Connor was my favorite part of the movie.
You liked Connor.
I loved Connor in this movie.
He's just a
understood-
madman.
He understood
He
the
is a
assignment.
madman. Yeah, that's true.
It's a one note performance, but like it kind of works for a movie like
but if
this.
the note is like
It
fucking
was
weird,
It was his note. He was hitting it all
Yeah,
movie.
he needs to speak in 3-word sentences,
Yep.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
outside. Let's fight.
Also, I gotta get a pair of those purple pants too.
I want that jacket.
I like that jacket.
So yeah,
he does look like a meathead. He looks terrifying. Like he comes across as
He's got
like
that crazy look in his eyes.
that guy that got really serious into MMA that now wants to fight everyone at a party.
as soon as he gets there too. He's not waiting.
Yeah. But I actually really like this film. I didn't like your opening sentence. New Roadhouse is testosterone fueled trash.
It is though. It's
not a good movie.
a trashy movie. It is a trashy action movie.
It's an action movie that does well. It is a good action
But it's
movie.
trashy. Like it is.
But the word trash shouldn't be
It's trashy in the same way that the original Roadhouse is, but it's amped up to like muscles.
yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel like when you say it's trash, people are going to dismiss it as a
No,
not
things
fun
things
film.
can be trashy, but still good. That's why I said the rest of what I said.
Ben.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a very fun movie. You know,
I was trying to specifically not pay attention right there because I want to watch this movie. And
we're
I
not
just
spoiling anything.
started
But
getting
Ben,
into-
you've seen Roadhouse. You know how this movie
There's
goes.
there's literally nothing in the movie that hasn't like been teased in the trailer. Basically,
Yeah, but I didn't watch the trailer.
It is a paint
yes,
by
you
numbers
did. We
action
talked
film.
about it on the.
Do you think they
Does
do a
he
sequel
save
to
the
this?
community center in this one?
What?
Does he save the community center in this one?
No, actually,
Oh, okay. Well,
and it's not a community center; it's a bookstore. But it's
Do you think they could do a Roadhouse 2? I mean, obviously they've done Roadhouse 2, but do you think Jake Gyllenhaal I
great.
would have
so
loved
he doesn't die in it, and I know that. Wow, guys.
I would love
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Why can this is a film podcast. We talk about films on this podcast.
Yeah, but we keep spoilers and ruining movies until at least
what do
2
you
days
what do you
after
mean
it's
he
come
doesn't
out.
die? Like what?
awesome. Just so happy with you guys right
He's just a bitch.
now. Good Lord.
But yeah, it's fun. Like it's on Amazon Prime if you want to give it a watch. It's an
Or
enjoyable.
you
The
just listen to the whole movie right now, so you don't have to.
The camera work for the fighting scenes was my favorite part of the whole movie.
It's fun stuff.
It felt like you were part of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just
At one point, I won't spoil it. Connor fights the camera.
Yes.
It's a first-person fighting scene.
Yeah.
Is this I forget, was this Doug Liman that did this?
Yeah, Doug Liman.
So, like I said, I actually really enjoyed this. I watched it with former panelist of the podcast, Finley Laux, and he loved it too. And he's never seen the original Roadhouse, so
Well, now you got to show him that.
I will. But
Careful though, those tits in that one.
Is it?
And a lot more throat ripping.
Yeah.
100% more.
Did you see anything else?
There's no boat fights in the first one though.
No.
Is there?
No. I mean, like
They're in
like,
Missouri.
literally boats fighting.
Oh.
Not like a fight on a boat.
I thought you said fight. I'm like, I'm not pretty sure that it's on the water. That could be.
No. Boats fighting.
Gotcha. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yep.
Spoiler alert. Any hoozle. Did you watch anything else?
Yeah, I've seen some other things. I saw Kung Fu Panda 4.
Pass. What else you see?
Wow, he's rude. No, but it is just okay.
But no, really, pass.
It's
Pasta.
it's not as good as the first three. It kind of feels like Toy Story 4 in the way where it's like, oh, this is still pretty decent, but like I didn't need this, you know. Jack Black is great in the role as usual. Actually, Tenacious D does a really fun cover of Britney Spears' "Baby One More Time" in the credits, and hearing Jack Black sing that song is just fucking awesome.
I saw that on the Instagram.
That's been all over Twitter.
Yeah.
So I don't need to see the movie then.
I mean, I don't care. It's not my movie. I also saw some other things that I saw Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh, I've not seen it. I will see it.
Is it
but
terrible?
I'm so disappointed in the reviews so far.
Yeah, I've heard it's terrible.
It's not great. It's I do
How do they keep getting this wrong?
Roadhouse has a higher Rotten Tomato score than Ghostbusters Frozen.
Because
Empire.
Roadhouse isn't trash. It is not trash.
So
It's trashy, but it's not trash.
right. So
Trashy is a different word. You said trash.
So Ghostbusters. That's to say, he doesn't get understand words.
No, I mean honestly, Brad, I disagree because I agree with Nate. Trash is a very pejorative term. Trash-y is a fun kind of.
Yes, but it's a different form of the word, and it can still mean the same thing when you use it like that.
But let's
especially since I specifically said it's a compliment.
like Ben has dated trashy women, but he would not date a woman that is trash.
Exactly.
Tell that to his past. So Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is a mess. There's some stuff that's really enjoyable about it. There's Paul Rudd is hilarious. There's some funny moments. There's some solid scenes of like, ghost catching action and whatnot. But there's like 3 different movies fighting here, and there are way too many characters. They need to sideline the original cast a bit more and make them feel more special rather than making them main characters alongside the new ones. There's one real big ambitious swing that they take in the story that kind of develops the world of Ghostbusters in a way we haven't seen before, but it doesn't jibe well with the rest of what they're trying to do in making a more traditional Ghostbusters movie. And I wish they would have focused more on advancing like that story and focusing on the Spengler family as opposed to trying to fit in all these other moving parts. It's unnecessarily complex. And it just feels like they had several different good ideas. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? Like, yeah, but like maybe don't do that right now and save that because that's a whole different movie that you can make. So I really wanted to like it. I was pumped by the trailers. I thought it looked cool, but yeah, it was ultimately disappointing. I was bummed out by it.
So I don't know if you can get that nuance about it, but do you think the script was trash, or do you think just direction and how it came together was
No,
not?
it's a script problem for sure. It's they're trying to weave too many different stories together that don't necessarily fit together in an easy way. I think one of the larger problems too.
They're crossing the streams too much. See, that's what we're talking about. A little inside baseball here. Before the show, we're talking about the waves and how we're really loud and really quiet. And Brad's like, I don't go from this to and you just did it.
I don't think it was very loud at all. But no, it's so one of the things is while I was watching the movie, I went to check my phone and there was 30 minutes left in the movie, and New York had yet to be frozen and the villain had yet to show up.
Oh my!
There's way too long of a lead up, and it would have worked if the story was more focused, but it's jumping around with so many different threads that like it makes the mystery go too long, and you're just like, what's going on here? And then the finale isn't all that exciting. So it's just it's a script problem for sure.
And Ghostbusters Afterlife wasn't that long ago. You don't have to work too much into this to start the story where we left off,
exactly.
right?
There's so much in this that it almost feels like we missed a movie in between Afterlife and Frozen Empire. That like there's stuff that was somehow established before we get here. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're just going along with this.
That's disappointing.
Bummer.
It is. But I'll be interested to see what you think.
I'll still see it.
You might be more forgiving of it. I mean,
Yeah,
I still want to see it.
Because I like the cast. I like the it was Paul Rudd good in it.
yeah, Paul Rudd's of course. Paul Rudd is great.
Is he the best part of it?
He's definitely one of the best parts of it. Yeah, for sure.
But this was not directed by Jason Reitman. This was
It's directed by Gil Keenan, who did the
so-
Poltergeist remake in Monster House.
and he did help write the first one. Gil Keenan did, so he was involved with the
Yeah.
first one. But this was directed by a different
Yeah,
person.
and Jason Reitman did co-write the script with
Yeah.
Gil Keenan for this one too. But
You think that this script got punched up and it got away from the original narrative over there? Usually a script that gets turned isn't necessarily that messy, though, right?
that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if it's just because maybe Jason Reitman is too much in control of it because he's like hand in hand with Dan Aykroyd and Ghost Corps because he's Ivan Reitman's son, and that like they just thought that they had all these cool ideas. I just don't think they realized that it just didn't come together cohesively. I also do think that there were some reshoots that changed some stuff because there are definitely a few scenes that were in the trailers and stuff like that are not in the movie.
Paul Rudd's hair is much longer.
It just feels like they did some stuff to fix it, and I wonder if because they had some extra time because of the strike to work on the movie because they pushed it back, and I wonder if they like overthought stuff and they were like, no, we need to do something about this, and maybe they didn't need to.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. There you go.
Well, it just goes to show you that you can take something that is beloved and you can take people that are definitely, they know what they're doing in the industry, and it's not a guaranteed hit no matter what. Making a movie is very, very hard.
That's true. It's very true.
What else you got, Brad? Anything else?
I also saw Fever Pitch for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never seen Fever Pitch. With,
it's a cute rom-com.
Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. It's a solid romantic comedy. Sometimes Jimmy Fallon's a little too Jimmy Fallon in it.
I mean, that's the case with Jimmy Fallon.
That is true. But yeah, it's very, very enjoyable. Pretty funny. Not as good as like I would say, like The Wedding Singer or something like that. But it's solid.
It's serviceable.
Yeah, it's a decent movie.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are in that movie.
Yeah, I was.
They're at the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
had to rewrite the ending of Fever Pitch actually because originally
the Red Sox won.
Yeah, because in the script the Red Sox had lost, but then they ended up winning, and so they went and shot stuff actually at the game that they won. The scene at the very end when Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore kiss on the field, they actually did that when they won the World Series.
That's awesome.
Have you guys seen? There's a podcast with the Strike Force 5. Did you guys listen to any of that?
I
Strike
did.
Force 5. Yeah. So
I don't know what that is.
So during the writer's strike, they did 13 episodes where Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, with the late
Stephen
night talk
Colbert-
shows.
Yep.
I didn't realize that's what it was called. Yeah,
I just started listening to it.
It's super fun.
It's super fun. But none of the other guys have really done any significant acting work. But Jimmy Fallon has kind of, right?
Are you telling me that Jimmy Kimmel in blackface as Shaq on the Man Show doesn't constitute acting? Because I disagree.
I think you mean Shaq face.
No, that's just a lazy eye. Okay, sorry.
But there's a lot of Fever Pitch jokes on there, joking about Jimmy Fallon's acting in that. So, but you thought he did okay.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a terribly emotional performance. Like he's fine in it. Like don't get me wrong, he's not as good as Adam Sandler is in a romantic comedy alongside.
He's just
Drew
more of a
Barrymore.
goofball.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else?
Dude, what's the 19th movie you watched? Jesus.
You only did a couple movies.
Nah, I'm not joking. I'm just joshing you. I'm
It's
just
been,
joshing
been
you.
2 weeks.
That was 3.
Yeah. Why don't you
4.
cry about it? You didn't even finish one movie last night.
Last night, yeah. But anyway. Charlie, what do you see?
Hey, Chucky, what'd you see?
So
bud?
last movie I saw was Roadhouse.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Roadhouse.
It was so much
Did you
fun.
think it was trash?
You know what, one thing that kept throwing me off.
You're trash, Nate.
Did
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hey,
I am trash.
Hey, you know what? Fuck you too, buddy.
You know what? You can be
Charlie.
trashy.
Me and Charlie doing a podcast.
Did anybody else hear how much ADR was in that movie?
Yeah.
Like there were whole scenes.
What is that?
When they go back and re-record lines
Okay,
because of
all right.
audio
Advanced
mess ups?
dialogue replacement.
Yeah,
We should do that here.
it like there were whole scenes
We
where it
should
felt like it
do
was
that.
ADR.
I know.
was
I think
crazy.
a lot of it, was just because of the sound of where they recorded.
It got to be like I think it was just overly processed.
Yeah.
I think because they were filming on the shores of Miami, it's super windy.
yeah,
You see the
exactly.
palm trees in the background.
Water's always splashing.
Yeah, so they really muted everything down, which gave it this whole. It felt like they re-recorded it in a sound booth afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely noticed that
Yeah,
too.
the audio was weird.
It's not as bad as Madam Web, where they dubbed every line the villain has and don't show his face when he's talking because they've changed his line so much. But
I will get you, Madam Web.
So Roadhouse was the last movie I watched. However, before that, my wife Taylor, and I got on a kick of really bad B movies, specifically starring Casper Van Dien.
Nice.
So,
Casper Van Dien, for those who don't know, is the star of Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, yes, Johnny Rico.
Johnny fucking Rico.
Rico's Roughnecks.
So I made her watch Starship Troopers because I'm playing Helldivers. So I had to explain to her what Starship Troopers was all about. We watched it. We fell down a rabbit hole, and they're all available on YouTube. We watched Christmas Twister.
What?
We watched.
What?
Nate was sleeping and he heard
Yep.
Christmas. He went, what?
Yep. We watched
Is
Christmas
that
Twister.
that's a movie?
It's a movie.
Starring Casper Van Dien.
Yep. We watched Fire Twister, also starring Casper Van Dien.
These are like made for TV movies.
And
correct?
we watched 500 Mile Per Hour Storm, starring Casper Van Dien. All three of them, he plays like a defunct geological expert who's like been predicting this forever and has always been lost jobs because he
he's
was
a crazy
crazy.
guy, but he's not crazy.
But he's not crazy. This Twister is hitting on Christmas.
I told you, Ma. I told you I'd get him. I'm getting him. Believe me, Ma.
It's not a boxing movie.
I told you, Ma. And then the Ma's like, you go tell him, Casper Van Dien. You go tell him right now. You were always right.
I don't think Ben's ever seen the movies they were talking about.
Out of the
I
three,
predicted it was going to hit on Christmas Day, Ma.
out of the three,
That's a great-
Christmas Twister's
Did
my
you
favorite.
say Christmas?
Christmas Twister.
Ma, it's Christmas Twister, Ma.
Say Christmas Twister a bunch. It's not easy.
Christmas Twister, Christmas. Yeah. Hold on. Christmas Twister, Christmas Twister, Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas Twister was my favorite. They really made the tornado to be like
A Christmas tree.
like a villain. Like it hunted people.
Like Final Destination.
Yeah, like Final Destination. Like this Twister was Mike Myers.
So also with
From
just
Austin Powers.
Windy, baby. That was a bad joke, but I had nothing else.
Do you want to make you windy, baby?
There it is. There it is. But of course, the budget for the CGI terrible, so it just
So some of the CGI wasn't that bad.
Okay.
And like they did daylight scenes where I legit thought that Twister was on the ground, except for the fact that the Twister would turn on a 90-degree angle to chase the people
Of
that
course,
it was
sure.
like. There's this one scene. It's totally not even needed in the movie. Guy's not part of the movie, driving his truck down this country road. The truck
And
breaks.
he's just railing some girl.
The truck breaks down. It is beautiful outside. He gets outside. He pops the hood. He's looking at the truck. Doesn't know what's going on with the truck. And he's like, oh, that looks like a weird skyline. Nothing's weird about the skyline. And then the next thing you know, there's a Twister. And he's taking a picture of it with his flip phone.
Yep.
Goes back to the truck. Truck won't start. So just starts running, falls to the ground, and literally the claw marks like in
Nice.
the dirt, like the
Oh
Twister's
my
dragging.
God.
It's so good.
that's fantastic.
It's so good. In 500 Mile Per Hour Storm, you do not learn any of the main characters' names for the first 40 minutes.
okay, perfect.
They never address each
Perfect.
other. Oh, there's
the way I like my movies. Yep.
I like that probably 40 minutes in, or like, so this is 2 weeks into the shoot, they're like, shit, we got to start using these character names.
You know what's funny though? So Charlie told me about that because he talked to me about all these movies before. I actually think that that's more realistic than any other movie, because every other movie they're always going out of their way to say names so you know the character names. But in real life,
Yeah.
you're not always saying hey Charlie or whatever.
Especially in a dangerous situation, you're like, yeah, the guy with the tie over there, I don't even know his name,
Yeah.
because why would you learn that guy's name?
But there's enough extras in these movies, right? Because they're all hoping that this is their first break. So there's enough extras in this movie to where it could be like, "Hey, Casper," they could drop these.
he has his
people's
real name in the movie.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I don't even know his name.
Nathan Sims.
You're looking these up, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Nathan Sims.
No, he's a science teacher, not a professor.
You're looking up Christmas Twister.
No, I'm looking up 500 Mile Per
Oh yeah.
Hour Storm.
Okay. So in Christmas Twister, there's another scene where they all hide out in a mall. His daughter's boyfriend gets ripped away by the Twister.
Of course.
She screams for half a second, and then you never hear from her again. They talk about how great that she is alive later on in the movie. The Twister gets to the front door.
Isn't it great
By the
that my
way,
daughter survived?
In Christmas Sister, his name is Ethan Walker.
Yes.
Just to let you know.
And the tornado gets to the locked front doors of the mall, realizes it can't get in, and then goes to a...
Amazing.
It's so...
Does a tornado come down the chimney?
No.
Oh,
no.
interesting.
Because I would have liked to see like somebody get
That's a
sucked
good
up
idea.
through a chimney
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Haley Lou Richardson's in that one.
Yes.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who is that?
That's she's in After Yang. Did you see After Yang?
I didn't. I don't like to cry.
She's also in.
Like I feel like she has a career, right?
No, she does. She's a legitimate actress.
Columbus. She was in Columbus.
He hasn't seen that either.
Oh, okay.
Fire Twister's
The Edge
great.
of 17. He didn't see the Edge of
Was she
17.
was she
Oh,
a
no,
fire
he's
twist?
no, you've seen Edge of 17, haven't you?
I don't think so.
With Haley Steinfeld and Woody
Nope.
Harrelson?
Nope, I haven't.
Oh, he's got to watch that. Jesus, that's what you're getting on your
Split?
next
No,
No,
assignment.
it's-
this is another coming of
Oh,
age
you've seen
movie.
Split?
I have seen Split.
She's one of the girls in Split.
There you go.
Not the main one though.
Okay.
No, she's got a career though. She's
Yeah, she's
like-
a good actress. I actually interviewed her for After Yang. She's very nice.
But yeah, she is in Christmas.
Listen, if we don't let Charlie finish talking about Fire Twister, he's gonna explode.
These are so... I'm just going to blow away. These are so
Like
much
a tornado.
So, in-
So of all those three films, 500 Mile Per Hour,
Christmas Twister's
Storm,
my favorite.
Christmas Twister, and Fire Twister. Fire Twister actually has the highest audience rating.
it does.
What is
does.
27%.
27%.
So Fire Twister,
but
he's
500
a...
Mile Per Hour Storm has an 8% audience rating. None of them have Rotten Tomato scores because no critics have actually seen them.
Yeah.
But
In Fire Twister, he's an activist. So him and 3 other people go to hang a billboard or hang a sign.
Scott has his name in this.
Yes, they go to hang a sign on this like huge petroleum drum. Right, it's at a petroleum plant. He's climbing the ladder, sees there's already a bomb on this oil tank. Says we have to go. The bomb explodes, and that explosion is what causes the Fire Twister.
Of course,
but
that's how science works.
yeah, he's a retired firefighter, and he's only seen this one time, and it went away on its own. But this one doesn't look like it's going to. And this Fire Twister ravages L.A.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to
and
me.
that's what happened on Deepwater Horizon.
As they're running away from the Fire Twister, they start getting shot at by guys with AK-47s and MP5s for no apparent reason.
Are you sure it's not the Twister just hitting a box of bullets?
It's the Twister's henchman.
So what do
Yeah.
you guys think is the highest tomato meter film that Casper Van Dien's been in?
Probably
Starship Troopers.
He was in a wasn't he in a Tarzan movie?
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought he was in a Tarzan movie.
Maybe, but
It's
oh
gonna-
yes, he was. Tarzan and the Lost City. Which
That
is
was
at
going to
a-
be my guess.
That's a 6%.
Oh well, never mind.
It's gotta be Starship Troopers, I think.
No, but that's close. That's number 4. Starship Troopers has a 72% Rotten Tomato score.
Okay.
Daughter. Have you seen the film Daughter?
No.
It has a 94%.
Okay.
I've seen the.
How many reviews?
17.
Okay, yeah, that's not a lot though.
No.
so.
And then, have you ever seen Mad Heidi?
Oh no, but I saw the trailer for that and it looked fun.
Isn't that like a exploitation style?
Yeah, it looked kind of like Inglourious Bastards
It
meets
has
Sisu kind of
Sisu,
thing.
yeah.
31 reviews, and it has an 87, but 95 on user score. So.
Man, it looked fun.
No, I saw the trailer for that. I
Yeah,
want to watch
same.
that.
And then The Collectors. Have you seen The Collectors?
No.
That's a film from 1999. It has an 80%. It has
Well,
Rick-
1999 was when Casper Van Dien was crushing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it
yeah.
also has Rick Fox in it.
Here's-
So don't miss that.
Here's
Don't
my
miss that
favorite
one.
part. All of these B movies came out recently.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're all like 2020,
15, 18. Like,
Wow.
he could just ride on the coattails of Starship Trooper success.
Good
and
for
he's
him.
choosing to do these.
Well, is he? He's not. Those are the offers. I don't know that he's
yeah, those are the
choosing.
offers.
He could turn down the offer.
No, he can't.
No,
That's
yeah,
the-
yeah.
he
He's
can't.
broke.
He
Either,
can't.
either he acts in these movies or he's not getting
he's
jobs.
not paying his
I'll
bills.
say this: Daughter, that film that is highest at 94% that came out in 2022. So that's a fairly recent film. His highest rated film came out in 2022.
Okay.
It's the Van Diemen's.
It's Dean.
Van
Dean
Diemen's.
with an N.
The end.
Also, he-
Renaissance is what I'm trying to get in there.
age, time has been very kind to him.
No, he still looks good.
He still looks just like Johnny Rico. He's got that chiseled jaw.
More like Casper
little-
Van Dam.
Van Dam.
Casper Damn Dean.
Yeah, because he's
What?
55.
No,
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Sweet
yeah.
better.
Still squared off.
More
jaw.
like sweet
Yeah.
Asper Van Dien.
Okay, Nate, what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
The last film that I saw was Roadhouse.
Okay, yes, we know that. Sorry, what's
Ben, did you see Roadhouse?
Oh my god.
but I've seen some films. Let's go over the first one. A film called Roadhouse.
Okay. Yeah. What, did you like it?
I
Was
did.
it trash?
It was not trash at all.
It is. It's fun trash.
It's not trash.
Good trash.
It's a good film.
What else have you seen, buddy?
Yummy trash.
So I've been watching. Let's talk about this real quick, and then I'll move on. But I have been watching the third season of Abbott Elementary. Have you watched that, Brad?
Yeah, I'm not caught up. I think I'm
it's
2
a
episodes
really-
Is it
behind.
TV show time?
It's not TV.
It's really
It's
good.
not. It's not though.
It's really funny.
It's very
a great
funny. Yeah, of
sitcom.
course. It's
It's a movie
great show.
podcast, boys.
Have you ever
great
seen
show.
Abbott Elementary?
I haven't, but I've been
Charlie,
told
what
I
are you
need to
doing?
watch it.
What are you doing?
I'm going to talk about Quiet on Set.
Do you want to talk about it?
we can.
Yeah, go ahead.
I loved it.
What is Quiet on Set for our listeners?
I'm
Quiet
not
on
sure you
Set.
tell people you loved it. It's pretty depressing.
That's fair. That's fair. I loved what happened to these girls.
It's like Schindler's List. Loved it.
Yeah. No, Quiet on Set is a 4-episode documentary exposing the truth behind late 90s, early 2000s Nickelodeon's stars, right? The actors and actresses who were suffering through brutal working conditions at the hand of Dan Schneider and some other unsavory folks.
Sexual harassment and assault. And,
Pedophilia, yeah.
Like
It's-
it's mostly on Nickelodeon.
And
right?
you
It's all-
loved
it's
it.
all-
it's
all
all
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
So Disney stars, like have they asked Disney stars? Did they have the same experience?
So the last episode starts to touch on the Disney Channel, no pun intended. Not so much about what the stars went through, but just saying that Nickelodeon now has competition, and that's when Nickelodeon started cleaning up their act. But before they started cleaning up their act, they employed Dan to do even more work for them to help compete with. So like at the start of the Disney Channel is when the abuse really got real bad.
What do you think? Why do you think so many child stars? You've got a lot that really went through that process and got messed up, and then you've got the Jason Batemans of this world, right? That
So
Well,
Jason Bateman
don't
is-
talk about Jason Bateman as if he didn't go through it, because he was an
did.
alcoholic for a long
that is
time.
true.
I mean,
that is true. But he does not blame his experience as a child actor for that, though. Like,
It's the working conditions. Children weren't meant to work like that.
yeah, and a lot of it comes from parents pushing their kids because
Yeah.
they become the breadwinner. You know,
yeah, they're
And
making.
it's also, like you said, like their children are not, there is something to be said for a structured childhood, right?
Yeah.
They have completely not a structured childhood, even though they go to school. They go to a weird school. They get tutored on set.
but
it's
they're always
just-
going to parties.
It's not a normal
yeah.
situation in the first place. And then, of course, you've got these crazy working hours that, even though there are rules and limitations, you still have to do night shoots and morning shoots. And,
Yeah.
and then you're definitely on location, so you have no permanent friendships.
That's
All that stuff.
and they touch on that too. That's one of the reasons why Dan was helping Amanda Bynes get emancipated, because then she would not be subject to the children's working hours. She
which
could
is
be
nuts.
She could be worked even harder than she already was at her age.
It's just a bunch of powerful people in direct control of children with no parental oversight. That's crazy.
They wouldn't allow the parents on set while they were there. Like that's one of the rules is a representative or a parent has to be within sight or sound shot of the child, and Nickelodeon wouldn't allow it. Or Dan Schneider wouldn't allow it.
So do you think, like with the, I don't want to get too serious, but do you think like with how the Me Too movement has changed filmmaking with, I forget what those people that they have to have on set, if there's like a
Intimacy coordinators,
intimacy coordinators. Do you think we should do that with child actors?
Oh, it's
and
already
make
been.
sure that-
They touch on
Okay.
that actually. They talk about how the Me
The
Too
reform
movement,
that's
the hashtag Me Too movement is definitely affecting child working laws, how they're portrayed. I mean, some of the stuff that Dan had, like Ariana Grande doing on what's that? Grayson Cat. I can't remember. The
I
name
don't
of
know
the
any of the
remember,
shows. They're kind of
after
past
my
our
time,
time.
yeah.
I mean, there's a scene where she's holding a potato with both hands that is eerily oblong, saying,
She's trying to get juice out of it.
"Get me the juice out of it."
Yeah.
Or she's laying on her back with her head off the table or the bed, pouring a bottle of water all over herself because she's.
Stop,
there's
stop
like,
looking this up, Ben.
and there's like faux like
No.
stuff that's like supposed to be like imitating like a cum shot of like getting like slime and stuff shot on your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
real weird.
Yeah.
Once you understand like the context of like what was happening, and then you see the stuff that Dan Schneider like put into the show, it's like lots of feet stuff.
Lots of feet stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's weird. That
That is awkward.
So where can people watch this?
You can watch it on.
Not that footage.
Oh no, they show it. They have no problem showing
Well, you
it.
have to. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to get the context and see how weird it is.
You can watch it on
on
Apple.
Ma-
It's on Apple TV Plus. It's on ID.
It's on Max.
and it's also on
Okay.
Max.
Yeah.
All right.
You can watch it on any three of those.
Any other movies, buddy?
Yeah, so I watched so Finn and I watch movies together all the time. He's a film buff. He loves films. And so I wanted to watch the film Black Klansman. And so I got to introduce him to Spike Lee a little bit. And he loved this film. And so do I. I hadn't seen it in a couple of years. When did it come out?
It's
2017 or something like that?
2018, I think.
Yeah. And so rewatching it again and seeing it through his eyes, but also just enjoying this film. I forgot what a perfect film this is.
So good.
It is so good. It is aged well. Like I have no complaints about this film when I watch it. The acting's perfect. The direction's wonderful. The plot, it moves from
super engaging. It never lulls.
Yeah.
I was telling
It's
somebody
funny too.
Yeah, it's incredibly funny. Adam Driver is just fantastic in this as well.
Yeah.
He's got a future.
Yeah, I think so.
What's the next Spike Lee movie you're going to show him?
I don't know. What has Spike Lee done like in the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years?
2 or 3 years. Gosh, what else was there besides Black Klansman? There's The Five Bloods on Netflix.
I did not see that. Did you?
No, I haven't seen it yet either. I heard it was good though.
He's got a new one coming out called High and Low. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, that's got a great cast. Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright are going to be in that.
I have not seen Chirac. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that yet either.
So I'd actually probably have to see some of the newer ones because I have not seen all of them. He hasn't made a ton since.
He's been producing some TV shows, but yeah, he hasn't done a ton of movies in the past.
He's been sitting courtside of the Knicks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I mean, he's always been doing.
Maybe
that.
I'll watch He Got Game. That would be a fun one to watch.
Careful,
how old is?
Careful
Finn?
though.
Is there? Because I haven't seen this.
You should watch it first.
There's one scene with some sexual content.
Some sexual content for sure. It's a threesome.
That's what I'm saying. I would have to rewatch some of these films because I don't remember them.
He's gonna like it, but
because that's my first thought when you said, "What's the other Spike Lee movies?"
No, I know.
That's exactly what
guys,
I'm like.
I'll talk to you off air. Maybe not yet.
Actually, you could show him Inside Man.
Ooh, yeah,
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say when he's old enough, definitely show him Do the Right Thing.
Oh yeah, that's
And when he's even older, show him He Got Game.
yeah.
What about Clacker?
Actually, just give him the DVD and close the door.
Let him watch it, not watch it with him.
How dirty is Clockers?
I haven't seen Clocker.
That's I believe that's more just violent.
Okay, yep. 25th Hour. Have you seen that one?
Actually, I have not, but I've heard it's great.
Yeah, I've heard it's good too. I haven't seen it yet though either. So I don't know if there's any.
Edward Norton,
Philip Seymour Hoffman, Barry Pepper, Rosario Dawson, Anna Paquin, and Brian Cox. It's a good cast.
Have you seen anything else?
Nope, those are what I've seen. But I've kind of been busy. But
what have you been watching, Ben?
I decided randomly that I went on Disney Plus and I was looking for Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's not there. So I said, I'll rent it. So I rented it, and I had seen it for the first time since the theater, and I realized that it's so phenomenal.
It's so good.
It's so good.
so good.
A lot of fun.
So much fun. And
what's your favorite part about that film?
I think that the scene. Well, it was my favorite scene, or like what my favorite. Like, why do I like it so much?
Let's
Either
do
one.
both.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard to deny the chemistry between the three Spider-Man actors, right?
They're great.
They are just so wonderful, and it feels a little bit to me like Saturday Night Live when you've got a host that really goes for it and just doesn't really care what they look like.
Yeah.
And all three of those actors are like, I'm all in. If you want to have a conversation about why Tobey Maguire's web comes out of his body and make it awkward, let's do that.
Yeah.
If you want to recreate the Spider-Man meme, we're all pointing at each other, let's do that.
So good.
Everybody was all in, and it didn't seem like anybody pushed back on ideas. And that made it really a brotherhood and immediate chemistry and things like that. I think my favorite scene in the movie is where Andrew Garfield's character gets to save Mary J.
Yeah.
I got
MJ.
emotional.
He's so good.
I
It
actually
was-
got
it
emotional.
It was
watching
so
that.
perfect, and I teared up in the theater, and I teared up on my couch.
And the best thing about it too,
so subtly,
yeah,
too.
it's such just a quick moment too, where like he says everything with his face. Like
Yep.
it's awesome.
They don't make it a huge moment. It's a moment,
Yeah.
but they don't like zoom in the camera and
Right.
the dramatic, and then they like drag it out.
Flashback to when.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I do think Andrew Garfield is my favorite thing in that film. He
He's
just does
wonderful.
a couple
Yeah,
things that are
wonderful.
just so.
It's really a
good.
shame that his Spider-Man franchise didn't work because he was a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man.
I
they
loved
did
Andrew
make
Garfield.
the character of Peter Parker a little too cool for that franchise.
He should
but-
not have been a skateboarder.
Yeah, but he's just a good actor, you know.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
Andrew Garfield's amazing. I love that film. It is even MJ and Ned, their interactions with Doctor Strange, and it just.
I get so sad at the end too, where he tells them,
Yeah.
"You're not going to remember me."
Oh,
and,
boy.
It's Zendaya's kind of like panic there is so good.
Yeah.
It's an emotionally resonant
It
film.
really
and if you don't
is
think
great.
so, you've got no heart.
When people talk about the MCU and they say like they're just popcorn movies, they're just they mean nothing. I show a movie like this and I said I disagree. This has so much heart and I get it. It's a large serialized thing where if you haven't seen the previous 20, but there's so much heart that goes into these films, and you feel so much for these characters that I feel like it's on board with any normal, drama that you would normally watch and say, oh, that deserves a nomination. Like, I think that there are nominatable worthy performance in a lot of these films.
So then how can Marvel recapture that, right? Because I feel like there hasn't been a ton of that in the most recent Marvel films where there's that emotional resonance. Because I feel like that's what Marvel was getting right. They were funny. They were fun action, right? Charismatic lead actors, all of them.
Yeah.
And
It happens,
emotional
though-
resonance.
It happens though when
There was a recipe.
when you have that recipe, but then you serve that to everybody 5 times a year, instead of twice a year or once a year. And so you had Iron Man, you had Thor, Iron Man 2. It was a slow build, and now what was like 5 years ago. Up till now, it's like at least 3 properties and a TV show were coming out. So it's hard to recreate that recipe over and over again and have it palatable for the audience.
That started shortly after COVID because they started releasing the Marvel shows the year that COVID happened, and then since after that was when they were going to start doing like 3 or 4 movies a year on top of like 3 or 4 Disney Plus
It's just
shows.
that saturation.
They were only doing 2 a year. It's
Yeah.
usually what they were doing. Like,
and that was enough.
Yeah. And now they're just doing too much. They're spread too thin, and I think that it's gotten too big, and the interconnected universe has started to hurt them more than help them.
Because now people are not watching. I didn't see Secret Invasion. What was it? Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch a couple. I didn't watch the Miss Marvel show.
I watched Echo.
I
haven't
did
either.
watch Moon Knight. I did end up catching that one.
Moon Knight's fun.
And it's fun. But again, I feel like, oh well, I haven't watched that, and so I don't know how that applies to this, and so now I don't even want to watch the movie because I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I've missed something.
yeah,
So
Brad and I have
it's
argued. Miss Marvel is really fun if
it
people
is.
would watch
It
it.
is.
No,
Yeah.
it is. It just becomes that thing where it's no longer the thing that I cannot wait to see on Thursday at the movies, and I have to see it.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many other things I haven't seen now that it's no longer a priority.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 2017 is when they started going to 3 a year. They went to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Thor Ragnarok. Those
Those are
3
3
films.
great movies, though.
But again, if you can guarantee they're all going to be like that, then you could do 3 a year,
And then
right?
3 in 2018 were Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So Ant-Man and the Wasp,
2.5.
there, 2.5. Yeah.
And then 2019 was Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home.
So
And
one.
again, but see, that's the thing though. That
I like all 3 of those
But
films.
again, it did have a crescendo, right? Endgame was the thing, and then it was like, what are they going to do after that? And that's honestly the saturation plus Endgame ending things is the thing. That
You're absolutely right, Brad, though. Is 2021 when they started. So from 2019 to 2021, they didn't release a film because of COVID. But it's 2021 where things really started. So that's when 4 films, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home. 2021 had 4 films. Now, they had banked, right? Black Widow was supposed to come out in 2020. So,
But still, you've got one film there that was really fucking good, and the other 3 were like, okay.
I still like Black Widow. I think it's a fine
It's fine.
film. It's
okay.
not great, but it's a fine film.
It came too late.
It's too late.
And I liked Shang-Chi. It was fine, but it wasn't.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's fun.
Sorry, Shang-Chi.
Well, I guess 2022 would have been a highlight for them. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a good film. Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I think those are 3.
No, those are 3
Those are 3
above
solids.
Wakanda Forever is very, very good. Thor: Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness have diminishing returns upon rewatches.
Yeah.
But still, it was enough for like that. Those are still characters from the original series, and it's still with the same actors and
Directed by good directors.
But they're also I think their biggest problem right now is their focus is essentially the multiverse, and they don't have a focus on like
which is screwed now.
characters
It's screwed
coming
now, 'cause
together.
Kang's
yet.
not going to be in it.
Like
right?
the only focus that they have right now, basically,
Why?
is that the Young Avengers might come together now. But I don't think anybody cares about the Young Avengers as
don't.
much as they cared about the original Avengers.
I think more people are excited about the Thunderbolts.
maybe.
I'm not excited about any of it, honestly. Like
no, I'm not either.
the way they brought in the villain in the first, right, where Josh Brolin is just getting teased at the end, and like it was just such a perfect rollout of.
So
Well, they had the best plot device to do it. Is you could follow these MacGuffins popping around. You knew that like they needed to come together at some point, and that Thanos was going to do it, and like you were able to like bring it together. They don't have anything that they've been able to properly tease as coming to the point. Even when they introduce Kang and they've had him around, you're still wondering, okay, but like, why does this matter? Like, why should we care? And now it's not even going to be a thing because Jonathan Majors is in trouble, and they're going to rewrite, and probably Kang probably won't be the focus anymore.
So there's no connecting points in any of these now, right? Or that we care about.
There's a couple. So obviously the TVA and Loki is going to be in Deadpool. So I
don't care about the TVA.
I mean, I like Loki, so I like.
Yeah.
I like Loki, but I don't care. Like there's nothing about the TVA that is like, it's like a separate character for me. It's a character, but it's not Thanos. It's not like a thing that
it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be more of a. It's supposed to be more of a Shield, right? I didn't care about Shield. I like Nick Fury, but I didn't care about Shield.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So there is still some connective tissue, but.
Yeah, it's just not exciting.
I guess there's nothing that I'm waiting for the next film to be rolled out to say it's like a mystery. It's like Lost, where you're like, I want to know what the next clue is for the next plot.
But I also think they need to pull back from that because like they've done it, they proved they can do it well, and I think that they know this too. They need to get back to basics. They need to scale down. Not all movies need to be big. The action stuff can be smaller. Ant-Man, as much as I like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I think
that's too small.
I do think it suffers. I do think it suffers from getting too big when Ant-Man was a lot more fun when he was a smaller time hero. No pun intended.
Yeah. So restrict those films with limited budgets, right, and make them get creative with the story.
Even Spider-Man: No Way Home was still about saving New York. It wasn't about saving the universe, and so I mean, kind of right with the multiverse chasm or whatever. But it wasn't. It was still localized. You didn't bring in everybody. There weren't cameos from the other Avengers, and it wasn't a world-saving thing like that.
I mean, Doctor Strange was in it.
They still, you know what I'm saying? Though they left it as a very single location fight,
street level.
You weren't going to another planet. You weren't going to another country. It was literally just they're fighting it right here to save everything. They can do that again.
Deadpool and Wolverine are the next one.
That's actually the one I'm excited for.
Yeah,
right?
but it doesn't connect anything,
and I don't care.
It might.
We have no idea.
I mean, I think it'll probably connect to a lot of Fox Marvel movies and do something fun with them.
Yeah. And Ryan Reynolds is going to do something fun with it. I agree.
And I think that's going to be what introduces us to the next Fantastic Four.
But Captain America: Brave New World, are you excited about that at all? I am not.
I'm curious.
I don't love Anthony Mackie as Captain America. Like he's fine. I like Anthony Mackie as
I like the fact that Harrison Ford's in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I rewatched. So here's the other movies that got me down a rabbit hole. So I started with because I had seen Iron Man probably 5 or 6 times in my life. Right,
it's a great film.
So but I'd only seen Iron Man 2, I think, in the theater, and then maybe one other time. So I started at Iron Man 2, and I watched that, and then I watched Iron Man 3, and I watched Winter Soldier, and I watched
good films. I like
Avengers: Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
That's where I got. That's basically what I just ran through. Kind of nitpicking which ones are, selecting which ones I wanted to see that I hadn't seen in a while. Winter Soldier is still incredible.
Yes, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. And so I forgot how much I fucking love that movie.
Would you say it's a boner jam for you?
It's a boner jam for Ben. Boner jam-erific. The Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes reveal, the Cap not knowing what to do about that, but still having to fight him.
One of my favorite things is a memory that I have is that when I went to go see Winter Soldier with my dad had no idea that Bucky became the Winter Soldier, like had no relation to the comics, and so when Bucky like is unmasked and he sees him, like my dad literally went, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Yeah, that's awesome."
That's crazy that Winter killed him.
Oh my God!
He's a good assassin. He knows.
He knows what's up. Yeah.
So you are excited about Thunderbolts, though?
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't sound like it.
No. So I actually really enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I want to see more of U.S. Agent. I like that more, like The Boys.
You
right?
like Wyatt Russell? Did you like Wyatt Russell in that?
I did.
I liked in Winter Soldier when they introduced Falcon, not the TV show obviously, but in the movie, his origin story of being a guy that was helping vets and just like puts in his resume to Captain America, and just the way that they bring in that character upon the rewatch, I really like how they did that. That was awesome.
That was Falcon applying to be his sidekick, not applying to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
He just wanted to be
he wanted
Cap's
to be with
buddy.
Cap. Yeah. And so there's a problem sometimes in these larger MC movies where they just want to bring you a character, and even though there has been a development in the comic books over time, if not a lot of people have seen or read the comics, right? So in order to introduce somebody properly, sometimes it just gets pigeonholed in there. Like, yep, this is that guy, and that, he's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. But actually taking the time to properly introduce a character like that was the right move. And it did work. I wish they would do that more often.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the upcoming films for Marvel right now that are being made right now, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine comes out July 26th of this year.
It's 2 days before my birthday,
I'm
so
so excited.
Captain
for that.
America: Brave New World comes out February, Valentine's Day next year. Thunderbolts comes out May of next year, and then the Fantastic Four comes out July of next year. So Marvel's going to have 4 films that come out next year: Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, and Blade. And then in 2020,
I would not expect Blade to come out next year, actually, because they are still having trouble behind the scenes with the script, and I don't think it's going to make it.
Yeah, so they've got an estimated release at November 7th, but that's pretty late.
It's not going to happen.
And then Avengers 5 comes out, estimated again, haven't even started making it, but May 1st, 2026, and then Avengers Secret War. Are they filming those at the same time?
I don't know, because it depends on what they're going to do with what was formerly known as Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, because Avengers 5 used to be Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, but now they're not.
Because Michael Waldron is making that, correct? Yeah. Which is the same writer as Loki, Rick and Morty, Heels, Doctor Strange.
He's a good writer. He's fun.
So,
do you think Marvel's having trouble finding directors? Do you think people are turning it down now because of the exhaustion?
I don't think so.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a $200 million budget, $150 to $200 million budget, and you need to make a lot of money.
I'm willing to bet.
I think that there's a line around the block to become a director of a Marvel movie for sure.
To a certain extent, I think maybe like 5 years ago, sure. Maybe I think nowadays, like there's not necessarily interest from some filmmakers.
I'm sorry, I meant like if you're Scorsese, of course not. Spielberg doesn't want to do this.
No, but
if you're an up and coming director, to be able to,
but it's risky going with an up and coming director, though.
Yeah, and also having talked to some filmmakers like off the record, not even during an interview, about like the process of working on franchises like Marvel and Star Wars. Like some of them want the opportunity to kind of like build their resume and stuff like that, but they also acknowledge that it's a very difficult process of like you're trying to like you fit into a sandbox that someone is already well established, and there are like all these rules and things that you can't do even if you want to do, so like it can be kind of restrictive creative.
The director of Eternals, Chloe Zhao, incredible independent director who makes a film like The Eternals, right? And so there's just a lot of risk, I think. So they can find directors, I'm sure, and they also, I think there's a lot of pressure as it should be, to make sure that their directors are representing a diverse, background and things like that. And that can be hard too. So the upcoming directors they have is for Captain America: Brave New World are Julius Onah. Have you heard of him?
He did. I think he did.
He did the Cloverfield Paradox, Loose, and The Girl Is in Trouble.
Yeah.
So he's only done 4. He's done 3 films, and his 4th film
is a $200 million Marvel movie.
And then Jake Schreier. He's doing Thunderbolts. Do you know who that is?
I forget what else he directed.
All right, I'll tell you real quick. So he did Chance the Rapper's Magnificent Coloring World, which was a film, Paper Towns.
Paper Towns.
And then Robot and Frank. So another director.
Robot and Frank is great.
But another director that hasn't done a ton, and he's getting the wheels of this, Matt Shankman. Do you know who that is?
Matt Shackman.
Shackman.
Yeah, he did WandaVision.
So he did the TV series, and then the only other film he did was a 2014 independent film called Cut Bank. But he's done a lot of TV. And then
WandaVision.
Blade has
Blaine. That is
Marvel's
Blaine.
That's the prequel to Predator, starring Blaine, the guy that has the minigun.
I was hoping it was a David Blaine movie.
So
Blaine.
Jan Demange, who did
Jan de Bont?
No, not Jan de Bont.
White Boy Rick.
I was gonna do
White Boy Rick. That's what he's done. And then he also did Lovecraft
Jan de Bont.
So I mean, like these are pretty green directors.
But that's also not new either.
Sure.
I mean, because they gave Mark Webb. And that's not Marvel, but they gave Mark Webb Amazing Spider-Man. And then they gave John Watts.
That was just because his last name, though.
The Spider-Man trilogy. So,
well, Jon Favreau talks about he did Zathura, Space Adventure, which did not do well at all. And Elf was an independent film, so it was made. So
quote unquote.
Yeah. So he did these films, but he really struck out in the one kind of, I guess, bigger budget film he did, and they gave him a shot. But he only did those 3 films.
But that was in Marvel's scrappy early days,
Yep.
There was nobody to live up to.
Speaking of Marvel, I'll bring this up because I know how much Ben loves TV. And
what time we at?
It's
time to go.
we can't let this week go by without talking about X-Men 97.
I know nothing about this.
So I was going to ask you guys, because I think you guys were too old to get into the X-Men.
No.
Were you into it?
Oh yeah.
I liked watching X-Men, but like,
Oh yeah, okay.
but
When I was a kid, after school,
yep,
Yeah.
same.
Cyclops and the X-Men were all
Yep.
I wanted to
Same.
watch.
Yeah. X-Men the animated series was like
On Fox, I think. Were they
it
on
was
Fox?
Kids, yeah. That was a pivotal show for me as a child. I loved the X-Men animated
To
series.
this day, if I hear that theme song, I get goosebumps.
Yeah, it's a great theme song. It's one of the best themes. So X-Men 97 is a revival of the series that picks up right where the last show left off. It just picks up the storyline.
Same
and
voice actors and everything?
most of the same voice actors. A couple of them have passed away.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was in the 90s.
Yeah,
30 years ago.
One of them didn't come back because it's a white actress who played Jubilee, who is a
Okay.
character of Asian descent, and she didn't want to come back in that role. Wanted an Asian actress to have the opportunity.
Sure.
But all the original voice actors that are back, they still got it. The people who replace the ones who aren't back do a great job picking up the voice. The animation style, it's polished a little bit, but it still looks like the original series. The way the story unfolds is also exactly the same, and that's it might confuse some people who maybe didn't watch the original X-Men animated series, but it's a very fast-paced soap opera superhero kind of show. They go through so many storylines like so fast in like a half-hour slot, and that's still there too. And so like I watched the first 3 episodes that they sent us for screeners. The first 2 episodes are on Disney Plus now, and it felt like the show never left. I was like transported back to Saturday morning, and it's awesome the way that they picked it up. I'm loving it so
All
far.
right, so watch that on.
Yeah, Ben, you should watch it. Like, if you love X-Men,
I honestly, you saying that, I'm like, I do think I want to check that out.
and they kept the opening credits and the theme intact, and it is
Nice.
oof, it's so good.
We do have a couple of trailers we're going to get through. I know we're probably a little over time already, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but go ahead. You can sing the song real quick.
Trailer time. Trailer. You knew what I was going to do.
Yeah, no, keep
yeah,
going.
but like do words.
Yeah, but are you gonna
like
do
all
it?
you're doing is mumbling and saying time.
What? It's trailer time. So what trailers do we have?
Do the song.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You mumbled
Is it
to the tune of the X-Men theme.
trailer time?
Hey, you guys, it's trailer time. Hey, let's watch some trailers now. Do you want to see some trailers? Fuck
Trailers.
yeah, I do. Idiot.
Great job.
God, you're so bad at this.
You did great. Way to go, buddy.
Way better than you.
So we watched the trailers. We watched 2.
Yes.
Which one would you like to talk about first?
Let's talk about the
Second one
first. And that's Alien Romulus, the latest movie in the Alien franchise. It does not seem to have any narrative connections to the other Alien movies, so it's not technically a sequel. It's just kind of another movie that happens
Around
A requel.
in the Alien universe. Yeah, kind of maybe a requel. There are some rumblings that the main character, played by Kaylee Spaney, could end up being Ripley's daughter, but I don't know if there's any actual
Kind of looks like,
truth to that.
there's a
It does
little
have-
bit of
Yeah,
like.
I caught that.
They're trying to make you think that that's
At the very least, it's a possibility, and I think they want to capture that vibe of the
I think there's
original
some
Alien.
deliberate
Yeah.
look-alike there.
it's a creepy trailer.
It's great. It's a great tease.
I didn't like
That's because you're a baby, Nate.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't
He
like
got
scared.
scared.
He's scared of space. He's scared of monsters. He's scared of women.
Have you ever
Face
thought?
huggers.
Do you ever at night just think about the vastness of space and how little we are? I do. Like I just
Way
feel like,
too often.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It terrifies
don't-
me. Terrifies me.
But yeah, we
Takes my
got
breath
some
away.
some
Yes,
some
exactly.
fast moving face huggers in this one.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
A little tease of the xenomorph. Lots of blood.
A lot of blood in the pod.
Great teaser, and I don't care.
yeah, great
I'm
teaser.
with Chuck. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, but that's
Will
good.
you see this
You
or
don't
no?
like the Alien movie.
I love the first 2.
Yeah, but you don't care.
Exactly.
So, are you going to go to the theater to see this,
no,
Charlie?
no.
Charlie doesn't even go to the theater like to get popcorn.
Oh God,
He loves
Charlie Boy just
popcorn.
to get popcorn.
Just go to the theater, get popcorn, and
Leave.
I
You can
almost
do that.
would. I almost would.
Actually, theaters are advertising
Brad's
that
like, Brad's like, you can do that. You do it right now.
now. No, theaters they push it like now. They're like, hey, come get
We
some
need money.
popcorn.
We need money anyway.
Some theaters will even DoorDash popcorn.
So
That's
are-
actually not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
see?
If that would actually, if that's available, I'll
Do you
do that.
remember when we worked at the theater and I used to show up to school the next day with a black trash bag just full of popcorn?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Like industrial
Some of the
size.
greatest memories of his life.
Santa over the shoulder bag of popcorn.
And he would just throw it down the hall.
All right.
The janitor hated him.
But the
question for you
kids
guys.
loved him.
Is this a theater film for you?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I you know me.
Seeing these movies in theaters is great because like
It does seem like
you
a-
want a theater like that has great sound for this kind of movie.
If I liked this type of film, I would want to see it in the theater. But this scares me. This will give me nightmares for days.
Have you seen all the original Alien movies?
No, he's probably not seen
No,
one.
no.
seen
why
any of
would
them?
I? No. Why would I?
You haven't seen
They're
any of them?
terrifying. They're terrifying.
You really haven't seen any of
I've
them?
seen enough of the alien, like her face coming close to, like, you know, where
He's
the
not
alien,
seen the movies,
I don't want to see.
But
that.
you haven't seen.
I don't want to
Dude,
see that.
The first two
No
movies
way.
are like
You should watch the
they're
first two.
classics.
No,
man. Like
but they look
they're
terrifying. Are they scary?
yeah.
Then no.
The second one's more scary.
second one's more of an action movie.
The second one's an action movie. The first one's a horror movie.
yeah,
Yeah, but they're both scary.
They're so good. They're like they're like integral to like the
Understanding
history of
film.
Yeah, like seriously, they're
Oh,
amazing.
I'm sure that some people say that.
All people say that. You son of a bitch.
I'm sure some people
We're
say
gonna
that.
we're gonna sign it to you like
No,
one of these days. Yeah,
no.
we already gave you Paranormal Activity.
You watch
so-
Paranormal Activity with the lights on at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, you're
so
fine.
you can watch Alien just
Yeah.
like that, buddy.
sounds terrifying.
It's more likely that ghosts are gonna get you than xenomorphs anyway.
You guys see me like
You
moving
are,
around?
yeah.
I'm getting very nervous just at the thought of watching.
I'm with you, buddy. I saw Paranormal Activity and didn't sleep for 2 days. I don't do horror movies.
No, these guys are like, it's not scary. It's not scary. I'm like,
No,
I
it's
have not
scary,
slept.
but like I'm not a little baby.
I just don't like that.
And then we watched another trailer.
We did. Speaking of ghosts, we watched the trailer featuring the ghost with the most.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Don't say it 3 times. You'll call him.
Don't say it 3 times. You'll call it.
This is a sequel to the classic.
What movie? Say
Is it a serious question?
Say it 3rd time.
Is that serious?
You're gonna say it 3rd
No,
time.
sequel to the famous 1987 classic comedy from Tim Burton, Beetlejuice, starring Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, and he's back as Beetlejuice.
Oh no!
I love that Michael Keaton did back-to-back Batman and Beetlejuice in 88 and 87, and now it's 23 and 24, and he's back-to-back Batman and Beetlejuice.
Backman.
He's back, man.
So this is just a teaser too. This is only both of these trailers are actually only around a minute long, and they both do a great job of teasing the movie. We see some of the new characters. You have Jenna Ortega who's in this, who's playing Winona Ryder's daughter. She's back, and Catherine O'Hara is back. And I think that they figured out a way to get rid of Jeffrey Jones'
I think
character.
so. Yeah, they figured that out.
They're bringing him back. I heard
Well, I mean, in a casket.
he stopped touching kids. I heard.
I mean, to be fair, just because he's dead does not mean in a Beetlejuice movie he couldn't come back.
Of course, but
So
I'm
how's
pretty
he
sure they're
not
not
gonna be
going
a
to
ghost?
hire him.
Yo, why not?
He's got a past.
He's got a bit of a past.
A little bit of a past.
As a principal for Ferris Bueller.
Yes, that's it.
9. How many times did you touch those kids?
9 times.
9 times.
Oh, that's tough. That's a bad joke. Sorry.
Unfortunately, Otho, it won't be back because that
He's
actor
passed.
he did pass away. But Michael Keaton, of course, is back as Beetlejuice. We get just the perfect little tease of him popping up at the end.
Juice.
It
is
sounds just
loose.
like him. He looks just like him.
Of course.
Like, it's just like they did a great job.
Being able to just jump right back into that character of so many
So
years.
good.
My reservation about this, though, and it's been my reservation forever, is
Oh, fine. What's wrong?
it's been a long time.
Tim Burton's a bad director.
Beetlejuice is a classic. Yeah, actually, Tim Burton hasn't made a good movie since Big Eyes, and he hasn't made a great movie since Ed Wood, I would say. And that's
he hasn't been making a ton of movies as a whole.
He's been doing a lot of more TV shows lately. I think the last movie he did was the
Dumbo.
Oh, I forgot about Dumbo. What's the one before that? The one with the school.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar
That
Children.
one. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, and it's been a mixed bag of stuff. I haven't loved anything Tim Burton has done for like a couple decades now.
Sure.
You know,
That's fair.
and so I hope that they can figure
What
out
about
how
Big
to
Eyes?
capture.
Big Eyes has a good.
I said Big Eyes was good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's only 3 films ago.
Yeah, but that was like also
2014.
20,
Yeah,
That's what
20
I'm
years
saying.
ago.
He's just not doing it. No, not 20 years ago. 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
2004 is
14.
Oh, 2014. 20 years ago.
But it's not like he's had 10 films since then that have all been trash. He's not.
They haven't been very good though either.
But he's only
only
made
had
2
3.
films in between that and Beetlejuice.
What else did he make though? TV shows?
No. Oh my God! Am I having Deja stupid? Like we just talked about what he did.
It's deja vu, Ben. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be stupid.
So yeah, he's not doing a ton. He did Wednesday,
Yeah, I know.
which I think
Successful.
is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
It is too.
It's okay.
Good. It's fine.
It's okay.
It is. It
It's
actually
okay.
creates a world well.
It's okay.
It tells a story that we're all familiar with.
What else
in a
did he do?
different way.
What else did he do? What are the other shows he did?
He also did Stain Boy.
Cool.
Sold.
It's a Flash animation like TV
Yeah, it's not a
series,
real
but
thing.
yeah. But no, nothing. That's it.
Okay.
He's not doing anything.
Cool.
right
Thanks
now.
for impressing me.
What I'm saying though is,
Got me excited about Tim Burton again, Nate.
in
Good job.
since 2014, he's created one good TV series, Wednesday, which is a critical hit. And he had one good film. You said is a good film, and 2 bad films. He might do okay.
No, maybe, but also tapping into one of Tim Burton's greatest movies.
I like Frankenweenie.
Okay.
I like Frankenweenie.
I see what you're saying, though. Hopefully, the
Frankenweenie's
time
right
that
before
has
Big
passed since the first
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
exactly. He's not in his prime anymore.
Yeah.
It's can be difficult to replicate that kind of magic. Like, especially a movie that is as weird as Beetlejuice is, Like, I don't know if they can do that again.
It's a bit of lightning in the bottle.
But Willem Dafoe's in this one as well, apparently. He's in it, as is Monica Bellucci as well. So
Yeah,
there's-
she's Beetlejuice's wife.
yeah, some fun new additions in here.
I haven't.
I'm
seen,
on board. I'm
I
gonna
have
see
not
this.
seen Monica
I'm
Bellucci in a
curious,
while,
I'm
but I'm
curious.
sure I still have a massive.
Yeah, I was
crush
going
on
to say
her.
she's probably
Yeah.
looks amazing.
She
and still is
ages like
awesome.
fine wine.
And Justin Theroux.
Yep.
And to piggyback off of some inside baseball from earlier, I am tired of rebooted trailers having slowed down versions of iconic songs.
Yeah, there was a bit of fun on Twitter this week where several people had tweeted long ago. They're like, I can't wait for the Beetlejuice trailer to start with a slowed down rendition of Deo. And that's exactly
got
what
it.
happens.
Yep.
Dice Deo.
Yeah. But yeah, I am cautiously optimistic about Beetlejuice. I hope it works out.
What about can we trust Michael Keaton in this? Because
I trust
doing-
Michael Keaton
That's
implicitly.
that's
that-
the number one reason I'm seeing this.
yeah,
film.
That's what I'm saying. So-
that's my least worry.
I'm going to say Tim Burton can't screw Michael Keaton up.
He can't screw up the performance.
Yeah.
He can screw up what he says, what he has to
Story.
do.
Well, he
you know.
can't say what because he didn't write the film, but like he's not writing this.
He's
film.
still the director, though.
He's directing it, but like I'm just gonna trust that Michael Keaton and Tim Burton and
I mean, if-
Monica Bellucci.
Listen, Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton. I'm in. Like that's all I really need to see here.
and Jenna Ortega. I mean, she's
Danny,
yeah.
And
Danny
there's-
Elfman better be back or I'm pissed.
And honestly, those three, Winona being on Stranger Things, Schitt's Creek for Catherine O'Hara, and then Michael Keaton obviously is still...
Yeah, it's not.
They're not going to take this job because they need
And
it.
that's the thing. Yeah,
Correct.
they're not like those two people you first.
Well, and
mentioned.
Michael Keaton especially.
Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder. Charlie, that's a great point. They're not dusting off and like trying to act again after 20
They're
30
not
years.
Casper Van Dien looking for a paycheck.
Exactly. These are working actresses and working actors that are still
On
very good.
something very successful,
exactly.
too.
So yeah, I'm
Danny
excited for
Elfman
this.
is doing the score.
They had to say yes.
Did
for
they
a reason.
confirm it?
He's on Wikipedia.
He is on Wikipedia, so let me
Okay,
see.
so yeah, so I don't know.
Let me find see if they have that.
I thought I saw that he was listed on IMDb as...
One of my favorite things about
I-
this
I-
in,
IMDb's
in
also,
May,
so-
Danny
One of my favorite
Elfman
things about our
announced he was
podcast
returning to compose the score. for the
is
sequel.
when we
okay,
just
good.
do the research online.
We do it
just
for
everybody.
we do it for the
We do it
listener.
Well,
right
we want to
now.
make sure that people get the most current information.
Yeah, just hey, why don't we just
And
take
when we
what else do you want to Google right now in front of the listener, Nate? You want to Google how tall Michael Keaton is?
I don't know that. Now I'm going to have to because it's going to wonder me. But Danny Elfman says he's very, very excited about it, and he thinks it's going to be
According to
fantastic.
Wikipedia.
So I'm just saying, no, according to Deadline. But
Deadline Hollywood that's a good website for news, Ben. Even though they have shitty writers, they're careless.
Well, this has been a great episode.
but by the way, Michael Keaton is 5'9".
I didn't think he was that tall.
5'9".
That
5'9".
tall?
No. Like I didn't think. Like I figured around 5'9". That's what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, like you didn't think he was that tall. Meaning like
Yeah.
you didn't think he was 6 foot.
I told Michael Keaton where the bathroom was once.
You've said this like 15 times.
Just want
on the
just want
podcast.
everyone,
You
some
keep
people
bringing
we
it-
get new listeners all
you
the time.
Keep bringing it up.
It's,
yeah, you
it's
told me the
weird
bathroom.
though that Michael
Michael
Keaton's
Keaton.
5'9" and still 6 inches
No, he took a
taller
shit.
than Tom Cruise.
Seriously, Michael Keaton would dwarf Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Ben Affleck's 6'2".
As well, he should be.
As well, he should be. All right,
He's
ladies
a
and gentlemen.
Duncan King.
This has been another episode of Go Fix Yourself. We appreciate you listening. Brad,
I love that we tell people what the podcast is at the end in case they didn't know.
this has been another episode of Go Fuck Off, Brad Oman, starring
That's
Brad
my favorite
Fuck Your
podcast.
Face Oman.
Fuck,
And
stars me. Wow.
yeah, it stars you too.
That's amazing.
I was going to ask where people can find you online, but I no longer fucking care. Nate, where can people find you online, buddy?
He's rude.
I just want to say Roadhouse is not trash. Okay.
Yeah, Roadhouse is not trash.
All
You don't know.
No,
I've seen the
you're
first 20
done.
minutes.
You're done.
I've seen
you
the first
can
20
find me
minutes.
online.
Charlie Young, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
buddy.
you,
I love
Brad.
you
I
very
love
much.
you,
Love you.
Fuck you, Nate.
Thanks for making the drive.
Thanks for driving out.
Thanks for driving out, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed your Easter brunch jelly beans.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?